welcome to the Cool Energy Show. This is Jay Honey.
So what's up, y'all?
Mistress Beats in the house.
And Cute Sports Guru is in the house on the board. Today's show is about parenting. All the ups and downs and highs and lows of the parenting and moms and dads out there. And we're going to give you some information about how to deal with stress as a parent. Single parenting, we'll be talking about that. Old school parenting versus new school parenting. Spankings and young grandmas.
The Keisha.
Yeah, the younger grandmas is what they call it.
The new Keisha.
Right. And we also have a special guest in the house today to talk about a program that is uplifting and enriching children using math and music. And today we'll go ahead and introduce him. It's Marcel Martin and Deverick Murray. Sorry about that.
How you doing?
Thank you for coming to the Cool
What's
Energy Show today.
What's up, sirs?
Thank you for having us. Absolutely.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the program.
Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know about how everything runs.
Okay, well, how everything runs. Well, first of all, my name is Marcel Martin. I can know as Kariz Marcel in the producer music world. Basically, it's a program that I kind of developed the concept of it many years ago. But recently we just kind of launched a new, basically new infrastructure, which is we added 3 more programs to it. We have Math Plus Music Equals Money. We have Urban Latin Initiative. We have a program called Beat, which is build and enrich adjudicated teams. And then we got a couple more we're developing in the making, and we also do workshops as well, private workshops.
We got a lot going on. That's cool.
Yeah.
So what brought about this idea to have this program come to life? Like, what made you say, like, I want to put this together?
You know what? I never said that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like walked outside and it was raining. You didn't actually get wet. You know, you just gotta, on your way to your car, you get wet. You know,
right?
So it was just kind of it was that kind of thing. You know, as a producer, I've always just made music. Never really thought I was an educator. Didn't know that's who I was until one day, a long time ago, somebody says, "Hey, you should bring your MPC to the school and make the beats for kids." I had to be 23, 24 years old at the time. Never really knew that it was going to turn into this. And as years developed, and then I got approached with the challenge to combine financial literacy and music production. And that was in 2008, and that was through a situation through Citibank and the Creative Alliance came to me and said, I like what y'all doing. The kids are getting really bored in class with the bank is bringing to the table. Can you infuse what you do with music with the financial literacy piece? And that's what I did. And we combined that, which was just a one sheet at the time. Never at that point, still didn't really realize it was a calling. Just ignorant to the calling. You know what I mean? Like, okay, do. And then here we go 4 years later, and now we're like growing into about 8 different cities, 4 states with the staff of 10 and growing more. And I just didn't expect for it to happen the way it did, to be honest with you. But it's happening, so I finally decided to just put both feet in the game. And and it works hand in hand. My professional career and some of the instructors we work with, professional career, immediately it's an advantage to work with professionals in the music industry, because then they also help provide opportunities for the youth that we work with. So that's the kind of like the kick that we have. A lot of the things that I do, production credit wise, might go to Kariz Kids. We might get help from them on a commercial we're working on or for a film that we're working on, and they get credit, and some of them get paid depending on how far they are in the program.
Oh, really?
It sounds like you also were able to speak that language too. You know what I mean? Just looking at the both of y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all look professional, but y'all not talking to them like, the diabolical, like the shit they understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can relate to them and they can relate to you. So I'm sure that helps.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the criteria to be in the program? How do you pick kids, to participate?
Well, it's no criteria to be in a program. We work with summer programs, schools, any variation, any place where there's children that have an opportunity to provide an enrichment program for their students. We will come to you, 6th through 12th grade. And we even in Rochester, New York, have started doing 4th and 5th graders. And this being the parenting show, I brought my daughter. She got her little laptop. Kariz came over the other day. She started playing the beats on there to show him I could make a beat. So it's really no age limit,
That's what's up.
right? But we actually even work in, we work in the youth detention centers. We work at Maya Angelou Academy at New Beginnings in Laurel, Maryland, dealing with the high schoolers there.
Which is ranked #1 in the nation too, by the way, as far as the lowest recidivism rates in academic level in the nation, actually.
So are they considered badass kids that they consider badass kids? Right. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's just not they badass kids. You know what I mean? They just need something to do.
We don't call them badass kids.
That's what I said.
That's why he keeps smiling, because he needs to be. You need that energy, like.
It's the real. It's the real. They're considered bad kids, but they are. They just need something to do.
Well, you get bored. You know what they say, the mind is the devil's playground. Somebody idle mind is the devil's playground. So a lot of times people be bored. That's why we come in, because even in the schools, they're trying to bring enrichment to schools, and the ideas that a lot of people, educators, are developing are not working. It's not connecting to the youth. So they're like, we need something that's going to be, of academic standards and engage the youth and stay creative at the same time. Where do we start with that?
And when you think about that, you have a lot of students who they get in the classroom. How does math make sense in my life? How does language arts make sense in my life?
How am I going to use math?
How am I going to use it? But they see Drake on the TV, right? They see Wayne on the TV. They love music. They walk around. They sing it all day long.
Right.
So we are in between the place of what they love and what they hate.
Right.
We put them both together, right? And we make sure that it's no way possible that they don't get the best of both worlds.
Right.
You know
That's dope.
That is awesome. Yeah. I'm really excited about that.
Not many of y'all exist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all too. You know what I mean? I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah, well, we finding them. If they don't exist, we're definitely transforming them into that. And that's what's and that's what it's all about, because it's challenging to grow it at times, trying to find people that fit the criteria and everything, because there's a lot of, it's a lot of requirements to be able to take on this kind of job. But it's worth it, and then, we're creating jobs for producers, rappers, and singers, everywhere, so it's
jobs so you can work your craft at the same time.
So all the kids that you have in the program, are they actually on I guess songs and things that are in the works right now, like projects right now?
Since 2008, we've serviced over 300 youth. We have about 188 songs that are all written by the kids, produced by the kids, album covers. They sold these CDs, made their own money off of the CDs. And how it works now is, let's say, for an example, Carmelo Anthony Center has an after-school program. Right. They hire us, and we come and work with whatever students they have. Addison Park might have, a program. We come work there. Any place that has a structure that has students already. For example, I go to Pleasant Hope Baptist Church. We just came from there earlier, and they're interested in talking to us about some type of program, right? So we're going to be doing some type of program. There's going to be after school and a 6-week summer program, and an after school program 2 semesters a year with students that come to their church. So come to our church. So it's any place where people have children. For an example, the street leader was like, we got 7 youth that come here every weekend. We work out some numbers with y'all, and we would be down here every weekend. We would send out instructors and make sure that the kids get to do what they get to do.
I think that's so dope, because when I was growing up, we used to have a rec center. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what we did after school, like, no question. And you know what I mean? And now it's like the recs are closed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for y'all to open the doors to children, I think that is admirable in its fullest. Like, that's
it
crazy.
is. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. And also, like, the music programs that are in schools are being eliminated too a lot.
Yeah.
So this is like an alternative. Anybody listening and their kid is in a school that doesn't have a very good music program, then this is an alternative option for you guys to pursue.
Tell me your website again.
Well, the website is KarizKids.com. It's www.Kariz. It's KarizKids.com. Go ahead and hit the like button, share it to your friends. We just launched the site, so the numbers is young, but we're getting it, we're moving up though.
And I would say that for any parents whose music programs in school are working, let them know our program is Common Core aligned. For people who don't know, Common Core standards are where the United States as a whole is moving towards in order to align the educational values.
Yeah.
So it's also 40 youth developmental assets of the understanding how kids internal and externally, develop. And so it's all aligned. This is an academic-based program where music is bells and whistles. Music in production is not what we teach. That's bells and whistles, and they good at it, so they learn.
Yeah.
They're learning math.
Yeah.
You know, and even I understand that Miss Trish actually helped write some of our QSAs.
Shut up, Miss.
So you know what I'm saying? You'll know how much academic based it is. But anybody at the schools, beat down your principals, tell them, find Kariz Kids, get them here. Right. And if that doesn't work, then we also going to do private sessions this summer. Something like 2 sessions a week, you know, for the whole month. You know what I'm saying? So that's 8 sessions a month. Just give us
kids need something to do when they go this summer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And at the end of the program, you know, a lot of people ask about the deliverables and things of that nature. You know, that's one thing that makes us different as well. Like when the program is done, you know, of course during the whole course, they're learning about the math and the music business. And by the end of the program, we deliver 100 CDs to these kids, 7,500 CDs. We throw an event, the kids get to sell the CDs, and they all get the money that same day. So these kids actually ended the program with making money. You know, there's a real revenue. Yeah, we're using fake money during the class course. There's a lot of fake money we're using. Monopoly. You know what I mean? Monopoly kind of money. But then they're like, is this money fake? I'm like, well, if you do the fake money right, we're going to, you know, we're going to handle some real money at the end. And they never believed me until the last day. We do that final show. We did a class. We did a school over Hollandtown. I mean, these kids made, what, $320-something at the end of that night. Yeah. They could not believe it. They had to split it up between 9 of them. It was unbelievable. You know what I mean? But see, they knew how to split work at that time. They knew what they all had to do. They was like trying to figure out the math equation. Okay,
and that's why you need math.
Yo, boom. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's how we do. We fully manufacture. We do the graphic designs. We mix it. We take it to the other studio to mix it down. They understand all this by the end of the program. They know that their fake money pays for the mix down, pays for the photo shoot, pays for it. So they have to budget out their money throughout the program.
And they can also decide what hat they want to put on. They can put on the behind the scenes hat, or they want to be up front.
That's the whole point of the program, is to kind of highlight what's happening behind the scenes. Understanding that, you know, when I take a Lil Wayne CD into the classroom and they read 100 names, they're like, why are there 100 names behind Lil Wayne's name? I don't understand. Well, Lil Wayne is made up of these 100 and that's so many jobs. He's creating thousands of jobs. And these are the jobs that I'm introducing to, you know, the producer, engineer, writer, artist, lawyer, accountant,
graffiti artist,
whatever. These are all jobs that can be created. You know, the last job we created was for I don't know if I can know the only way to say it might come out on TV, but so I'll tell you off air.
Go ahead.
But we just recently finished doing a commercial for a large national brand hair company that Kariz Kids got credited for.
Shut up.
Nice.
Yeah,
wow.
So you know it's big. You know, these people with Interscope and Warner Brothers and whoever company is calling us up, Colgate or whatever it might be. Okay, we go and we let the kids work with us on these big projects.
You can imagine what it's like for a kid to be like, I put that ding in the, you see that? You see when she move like this and he go, I told Mr. Chris that.
Yeah, that's what's happening. You know, that's unheard of. That's not been done. We are the Michael Jordan and youth enrichment, and that's what's going on right here.
I love this program. I love this program, y'all. Please support this program. Check them out again. Give us the website again.
KarizKids.com. KarizKids.com.
I'm be sharing this.
Oh yeah, then as well.
We'll also be sharing it on the Cool Energy sites and
that's
social
love.
media.
Appreciate
so check
that.
us out for that, y'all.
We're hiring. You know, we're trying to expand. You know, we need some more people, great educators around us. Also, for email, if you guys want to email us, please feel free to email us at info@KarizKids.com as well. We check that daily. Send your resumes and your videos of your music and everything like that. You know, you ain't gotta be the best producer in the world to work with us. So, cool. You know.
Thank you.
Can I ask y'all one other question?
Yeah.
Do y'all also deal with the parents and everything too, as well?
That's the next step, actually. We're getting calls up. You know, we're getting all these calls in from parents, and parents, we're on the way. We're developing something right now for you guys.
That's a whole.
It's becoming a demand, and we're like, oh my God, we gotta do this. We gotta get a bigger office. Okay. But you know, it's coming.
Tell them about the program that you did with the kids.
Yeah, the program with who?
The parents and the kids that you did, the workshop.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we did. I've done workshops definitely with open minds. Yeah, absolutely. When the parents and the kids go to all together.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's a lot of different options for this program, you guys. Even the parents can get involved too. So if it's something that you're interested in, parents, since this is the parenting show, And you're listening, go ahead and holler at Kariz Kids. We'll also put the information that he gave today on our website and on our social media. And we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and get to some music. And we'll be back with the parenting show on Cool Energy. Thank you so much to Marcel and Deverick from Kariz Kids.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Cool Energy Show. We have the Parenting Show. We had a good first segment. I hope y'all enjoyed the music. What's up to our sister Shelby Raw?
Shelby.
Right now, she's on vacation. If y'all want to know where she's at, she's in Dubai, soaking up the sun and all of that. So I hate you right now.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Love and hate. Love and hate.
Anyway, we got some cool guys right now from KarizKids.com. Marcel Martin, Deverick Murray, and we also have one of their students. His name is Primetime Taz. I talked to him in a commercial segment, and he's a cool little guy. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk to him. Big guy.
Yeah. He's a big guy.
Yeah. Young cool guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
So tell us how
we here.
Tell us how the program was for you. Your experience.
To be honest, I was only in the program for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm lying. 2-3 months.
Okay.
Because it was back in middle school. You know, growing up on the east side, you know, you're a knucklehead. You do crazy stuff in school. While I was there, the experience was everything. I learned a lot from Kariz and Tavon. And what had happened was I got put out of school, so you can only be in that program if you went to the school. Okay. So what ended up happening, I had to go to another school. But while I was there, they seen like how I was, you know, the one that wanted to do all the tracks, and I was the one really on the record. I was already rapping. Yeah, I was already rapping before I met them. But they took me to that next level for us, you know, get me in the studio and taking my craft to the next level, because I was recording off of MP3 players and you know, off the computer.
So they said, let's make it professional.
Yeah. All right, what up? Yeah, just making it professional, you know, helping me, you know, manage my money, like he said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But let me get back to the story. I got put out of school, but I kept in contact with Tavon and Kariz. Tavon had me in the studio, you know, whenever he, you know, had time. And then, like, all day, all night, didn't even matter as long as he had the time to do it. I made my first mixtape, you know, it had the little sleeve with the blank CD wrote on it.
Stop it.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. Somewhere, you
right.
know, listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I finished the whole mixtape in there in like a month for real. It was a good experience. Then after a while, I just started going to Kariz. His setting was like way more professional, and I really wanted to take my, you know, stuff to the next level. And then after that, you know, we just been going on from there. Man, Kariz, you know, we got a couple little hits under our belt. You know,
yeah.
The track, called I Ain't Even Tripping. We put Silence on there. She's an incredible R&B singer. We put her on there. He produced the track. I came up, you know, I had this one idea. I had this one idea. And I'm thinking, you know, I came back to the studio.
But you know, it ain't even one track we did together that he ain't co-produced. That's how hands-on he is. He kind of not really giving himself that credit.
Right.
But yeah, you know, he'll come to me and be like,
you know
what I mean? Like, we co-produced the tracks together. Like, he's in there, like, put this there and do that like that. So, you know, yeah, of course, you know, because I have the technical abilities, but Tez came around and he might leave something on my voicemail. I'd be like, it's funny because he'll leave it on my voicemail, like, yo, I got an idea for this song, Riz. Yo, that's how I wanted to go. Like, I ain't even tripping. I'm like,
right. It's on YouTube. And what's crazy about it, the concept of the song that I had at first was about life, and we ain't even tripping. We got bills to pay, and you know, all this other crazy stuff in the economy. It's gonna be about that. But I got to the studio, he was like, yo, you could really touch people in your generation if you think about love. Okay. If you know how
universal.
Yeah, you know how you get out the relationship, you know, you ain't even tripping. You feel what I'm saying? So that's basically what we was talking about in the song. Got Silence on the hook. She made the hook in like 5 minutes, you know, so we actually recorded it here. Mark mixed the master.
So listen, I'm gonna ask you this again so they can write it down and go to your YouTube. But I wanna know your YouTube name where they can visit your music and upcoming music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Everything, YouTube, Instagram,
Twitter,
all that primetime tags.
Okay.
Primetime tags, TEZ, all together. First person to pop up.
Okay. Cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So this is one of Kariz Kids alumni. Just happened to
Yeah.
stop by and show love
And I
to
wanna
the
add in
program.
one more last thing. When I started working with him, that's where we actually was right before I went official with Kariz Kids. We was working with a company called Unchained Talent.
Talent, right?
Yeah, so Unchained Talent was another one of my, I guess, mentors in coming up and developing enrichment programs. I learned a lot from them. And when I was there, he was part of that program. And after that, he started to come through the studio where we hosted our other little program at the studio. And that's, I think, a lot of his development came, of course, during the program, but when he started actually doing the music, and like that's when it really started to happen. Because you can do it under educational settings all you want, right? But then until you actually take it to that professional level, is when you're really going to see how you can apply that knowledge to the real world situation.
Exactly.
When he's pressing up his CDs and we took a picture of his cover with a phone and just real raw, no photography, no photo shoot,
Listen, that stuff is missing right now, man.
It's just the hunger and the want. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just try to be an example for my little brothers and sisters and even kids in my generation.
And real quick, Tez, tell them about the story about the trade-in or the discount prices for good grades, and then also how you're now an entrepreneur that is beyond your CDs. Like, I saw people downtown who I don't know them, but I seen them wearing the shirt you wearing today. Tell them about your entrepreneurial track and grades.
It's just knowing that when you get to a certain level, it ain't about just making music anymore. It's about expanding your brand and expanding yourself. Right. And I just try to teach myself that now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why wait, till you 20, older to start doing stuff. Why not start now? Right. As far as the grades thing, I try to, keep my grades up as far as, in that situation. Because I knew what I wanted, So if it was the, stay for coach class or something like that, that's what I had to take, to take my stuff to the next level, what I really wanted to do.
Yeah, so parents listening, I mean, this program is really inspiring kids. You just heard an alumni say that, it encouraged him to pursue his career and be more passionate about achieving success.
Yes, so y'all have an example.
So, yes, there's an example of the youth and some ways that parents out there can get them exposed to a different world and things that they don't have exposure to right now. Since this is the parenting show, there's more input on something that parents can do out there if they're looking for a program to get their children in.
Right.
So since we're talking about the parent show right now, we're going to get into some of the parenting issues that we might have right now. You guys can chime in. We still got Kariz Kids here. Yeah. I mean, I know you're one of the kids. Prime time.
Think about
one of the kids.
I'm like, we have the same type of conversations as I was his age.
Yeah.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Okay.
So
it's like, I understand everything y'all saying.
Yeah, we've had some.
They're producing mature minds.
You can get advice from him, relationship advice.
Let's get into old school parenting versus new school parenting.
Yes.
I guess I'm thinking, when I think old school parenting, I'm thinking you got to be back in the house by the time the lights come on.
By a certain time.
You got to come in the house and change your school clothes.
No, not only that, you also have chores.
Right, chores.
Yeah, you got chores. If you don't get the chores, you get chores, right?
And that's some of the things that, I mean, it still goes on a lot, but nowadays,
no, it don't. No, it don't.
It really doesn't.
I know.
Not as much. No, not as much.
I'm
Dinner
not
at a
say,
certain time.
I'm not gonna say all parents don't do this.
Right.
I think y'all probably. I know a parent when I see a parent.
Yeah.
And I think Jay is a parent.
Yeah, I'm a parent like a mug. I'm silly as I don't know what with my friends, and I cut up any other time. But when it comes to my children, all 11 of them, because I got a tribe of my own.
Shut up.
I don't play. So I'm definitely I'm a younger parent, but I'm out of the old school mob in a lot of different ways.
Right.
But
you believe in spanking?
I will say, you know what? I was going to get to that. It just depends on the situation. I think, and it depends on, I guess, different forms of discipline. It just depends on if it's excessive, if you're really trying to hurt the kid, or if you're really just trying to tell them, like, look, hey, cut that out. You know what I mean?
Kariz guys, I want to know, what do y'all feel on spanking?
What's your input on spanking?
Hey, listen.
Y'all got children?
I don't have a problem with it. I kind of got the old. I don't have a problem with it. I got the old school thing. The only thing new school about what I do is the way I teach, because we use the NPC to teaching this math. But other than that, when it comes to discipline, old school. I don't play no games.
Me, I got 5. One on the way.
Shut up.
Yeah. So, I don't really get too much out of my oldest. She's 16, going to school. She fine, but I believe I get, it's graduated levels. First you get plucked, then you get popped.
Right. You get a
then
pop.
You get a spanking.
Yeah. I'm a popper.
I'm a pop.
Yeah, I'll pop.
If you pop right,
I'll pop.
that's gonna make you cry.
You gotta put the stick in it.
Right. Well,
You gotta get that.
Sting,
You got the sting pop. Yeah, I'm a popper.
I'm scared of y'all.
So, yeah.
I think it depends on the child. Now, I helped raise a man child, so we did not spank him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't need it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it depends on the child. Some of these kids need to be a little pop.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm from the old school too, and I didn't get many spankings, but when I did, it was with a switch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just think it depends on the child.
See me, I got a beating twice in my life, and my
Life?
my life.
Me too.
My beating,
Maybe
I
3 times.
I can actually count as
3
twice.
times.
Really?
But my beating, my mom would always let my dad do the beating,
Okay.
and like my dad would punch me. Like the last time I had
There's a
that.
statute of limitations on
The
this.
last, I know.
That's spanking.
The last time he punched me, like I lost. You know how somebody punch you on your the pressure point, you lose your win.
Oh yeah, my grandma made me one of them.
Yeah, it was one of those. I was like, I'm still scared of that guy. You gotta have a. I think as far as spanking, I think you need to have a healthy fear. As a child, you need to have a healthy fear of your parent. You know what I mean? And that'll allow you to think about what you're doing before you do something ratchet or stupid. I don't know. That's my idea.
Right.
Well, yeah, I think also too is you gotta kind of teach the children kind of more of a respect, so that you're not even scared of them. I mean, little kids, of course, they're not gonna get it. So they might have to get the pop. They might have to get the smack pop real quick, or I don't know about the banging in the chest cloud. I don't know about that.
But you know what you
But
scared?
I
don't know about that.
You know what's so weird? Like after I got my beating, my dad would be like, I love you, right? This is why I spanked you. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, damn,
Afterwards.
like, nigga, you just gave me, you calmed down to like a 1. You know what I mean? And you just told me.
You don't want to hear that.
And your Barry White voice, why you spank me? You know what I mean? So it's like,
But I love you.
I can barely speak, so
Well, that's why I think the stance on spanking and popping and things like that. If it's a little kid, they might need that because they can't comprehend what they're doing is wrong,
Right.
and the respect aspect of it. And
wow.
they don't understand that the parent is just trying to help or keep you from getting hurt. It depends on what they do.
Yeah.
They don't understand our logic, so you might have to, go back to spanking, a timeout, or whatever you decide to do. But when it's an older child, I don't think you should be throwing hands with them and stuff. Because some people actually they fight their kids.
Well, listen, we got a lot more to talk about. We're gonna wrap it up, but we gotta talk to Q, the sports guru, and I want him to talk about this Pacquiao. You better talk about it, brother. Come on, talk to me, man.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Q, the sports guru. I'm here to hit y'all with, just get y'all up to date with things in the sports world.
Right.
Well, first I want to tell y'all to check out Cool Energy Online. We have some older shows there. You can check out, what we've been saying the last couple of weeks. Getting to the sports. Congrats to UConn Huskies, the men and women. They both won the college basketball championship. The women was expected to win it, but the guys, they came out of nowhere and they won their championship. Speaking of teams, the NBA, all the playoff teams are already locked up. They all locked. There's one spot left, and that's between Memphis Grizzlies and Phoenix Suns. They're gonna battle it out.
You got?
I hope Phoenix get it, man, because they're excited.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
They're excited. But they battle for the last spot. Speaking of last spots, and last night, you talk about the fight.
Yes.
My number 9 pound for pound, Manny Pacquiao, he defeated my number 3 pound for pound, Timothy Bradley, unanimous decision. Even though I felt Bradley won the first fight, I'm one of the few that believe that. Pacquiao, he deserved the decision last night. So congratulations to Manny Pacquiao. Speaking of fighting, ex-football player Sean Lights Out Merriman, he's joining the WWE.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Get
Money.
money.
man.
You gotta get that money.
Is that check good?
I bet it is.
Okay.
He just went from a conscious rapper to a trap rapper.
It's like
I need to go Google that. But
wrestling like theater mixed with sports.
Trying to get money.
And Ocho Cinco, he's trying for Canadian Football League. There's no word yet if Terrell's going to follow him. In the next 3 weeks, there'll be some major fights. I'm coming to actually 9 weeks in a row. They're having good fights within boxing and UFC. You're going to have Mayweather. He's fighting Floyd Mayweather. You got John Bones Jones fighting Sergio Martinez. You got Miguel Cotto, Nonito Donaire, Juan Manuel Marquez, Quentin Rampage Jackson, King Mo. Even Baltimore's own Hassan Rockman and much more will be fighting. Bernard Hopkins. A lot of people fighting in the next couple of weeks, so I'm excited, and other fight fans are probably excited as well. Now to the championship rounds of my segment. So I'm going to give you a final punch. For questions, you can contact me at Q the Sports Guru on Twitter. It's QTHESPORTSGURU. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Since we're talking about parenting, I'm gonna give a parenting punch. All right. If there's a child who's raised by a single parent, and usually it's the mom, but and the child turns out to be a star like LeBron James, the single parent is quick to take credit and say, "I did it all by myself." But when that single parent child grows up to be a criminal, that single parent ain't so forceful to tell everybody they raised that child by themselves. The truth is, nobody can take care of a kid by themselves. For number one, if you're working, somebody's watching your kid.
Yep.
Number two, if you're not working, you're collecting money from everybody who's paying taxes. Besides all that, you chose that other person to be a parent to your child. So sit back and think real hard. Did you think real hard?
We're all thinking now.
Okay, because remember, you chose the person who chose that person.
That kid.
All right, is there anything that you said that ran that person away? Or is there anything that you've done to run that person away? I just want you to sit back and think, because you're the one who chose that person to be a parent to your child. All right, I'm Q the Sports Guru, and I'm out.
Hey,
Yeah.
what up, Q?
Yeah.
All right, you're tuned into the Cool Energy Show. We're gonna go ahead and get into some music and then come back with our parenting show.
How about single parent?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get
Yeah,
into single parents
That's Q brought
and
up.
still the young grandmas.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah,
get into
yeah.
grandmas.
The
is what they're
Keishas.
calling themselves
The
now.
Pams.
35-year-old grandmas. Say, keep it locked. We're back.
Hey.
Thank you for tuning into the Cool Energy Show. Today, our topic is parenting. We have Kariz Kids, the founders of Kariz Kids, in the house still with us.
They're having so much fun they had to stay.
Yeah, they had to hang around, so we got Marcel and Deverick still here.
Yeah.
If you hear extra voices, those are those guys. They're awesome, y'all. So we're going to go into this segment and talk about single parenting.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting one. It's kind of touchy. So we'll go ahead and tell out, what's your input on single parenting? I mean, even though you don't really know, but...
You know what? I have some input. It's like a lot of the single parents complain. You know what I mean? That's my experience of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, y'all chose that guy, and a lot of the single parents that I know have like 3 baby fathers.
Oh.
And I know some baby fathers that take care of, they're single dad, and they have like 3 baby mothers, you know what I mean? And it's like, also with the whole, because right now a lot of people are going through, when your checks get garnished and all of that other stuff.
Oh, child support?
Child support.
Okay.
And they complain about it. It's like, all right, you got one kid, you got child support, then why the hell you have a second one? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Why you got a third one?
They're not learning.
Why you got a
right
tenth
things.
one?
Oh, whoa, okay.
You know what I mean? No, because it's real out here on this shit. So it's like, all right, you get your, so you get your check.
Right.
You don't admire a coin? Like, I don't get it, you know? So, hey,
That's interesting.
if you like it, I don't love it, but hey.
Some of them might have the extras for the check.
Extras? What you mean?
I mean, no more kids to keep the money flowing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so some of the single parents are purposely having extra children.
Right, exactly.
I did hear this. Can I have somebody research this for me?
Interesting.
Yeah, we do need to
I
look
heard
that
this
up.
last week because I know somebody. I ain't gonna say I know a person that has 9 kids and he wants to have a 10th child, so he won't have to pay child support at all anymore.
Well,
Wait,
allegedly, if you have 10 kids, you don't have to pay child
That
support.
can't be true because Tennessee, homeboy got 33 kids. He's like 28.
But that's
them.
Tennessee.
Oh, you talking about some
Is
Maryland?
this in Maryland?
Maryland.
Yeah. If you
I
have
don't
10
know.
kids.
Somebody gotta Google that. I'm not gonna repeat that.
Yes, I need to Google
Yeah,
that.
I can't.
Tennessee, that's very possible. You know what I mean?
Really?
I didn't popping out $1 million in Tennessee. What else they got to do in Tennessee? I'm a smash. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hustle and flow,
But no, I need somebody to get on Google
Shouts out Tennessee.
Let me know.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about this. About what if somebody can verify that it's correct, but that could be an issue if that's true. So who is supposed to take care of the kids? Who? I mean, is it supposed to be social services?
No.
Because there's so many, and why even stop if that's the case? I kind of see what the dude is saying now. I mean, not to say that it's the right thing to do.
I mean, he's got 9.
But just bump out that extra one and save him a couple of dollars, right?
Yo got subs
Right?
for his team. Wow.
The first I heard that.
Now this team playing against each other.
Right.
He got the whole league.
They ain't playing 50 no more, you know what I mean?
That's crazy. Well, I can't totally beat up on the single parents out there because, it's different situations.
Yeah.
I do agree with you were saying, though, if you make a mistake with the one, I mean, not to say the kids are mistakes, children are a blessing.
They are.
Okay, the actions are the mistake. Thank you, Q. He said the actions are the mistake. And, you done it once, okay, we get it. The 3 and 4 and 5 other parents, that is an issue right there with
and
me.
that's why I have
that.
not had kids yet. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I'm so
Right.
scared of that, actually.
Well, it's nowadays it just seems like marriage is not a big, it's not mandatory anymore. So
if I have a kid with you, I need a contract on you. Like, you know what I mean?
Nobody's proposing anymore or anything like that.
This is also a question I have, like, about the parents in here. Like, if you take care of your kid, right? Let's say even we got women in here as well. Let's say you take care, your man takes care of the kids, right? You're not with them. Can you still put them on child support, or would you put them on child support? Because I'm gonna just see you as a bill. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll break it down again.
Yeah.
If
say, all right, you got the woman, right?
okay,
The woman has possession. I don't want to say possession. Custody.
custody, okay,
You see how I think? Custody of the kid, right?
Okay.
Now, the man is also, he's taking care of the kid. He's buying Pampers, food, whatever, what have you.
Okay.
But yet he's still put on child support. You know what I mean? Because a lot of women still do that.
You know what? That's a sticky situation because he's doing that now.
Right.
He might stop doing that one day, and then you'll just ask him.
And is child support enough to pay for the kid? Is it enough to pay for the child?
Well, it's better than nothing, I guess.
Depends on the situation.
What's funny about that, well, first, shout out real quick to my wife, Kelly Lewis. Now,
Hey, Kelly.
And she was wonderful single parent. I know it's been times she's never asked, never cared, just to do it herself. But it's possible for a father to be on child support and only have to pay $18 a month.
Right.
Wow.
I've heard that.
That's not feeding the dog.
That's possible. So,
my dog is more expensive.
Exactly. So it's like, is it enough? Is it not enough? I know some people that's getting hit in the head. It all depends on whoever is judging your case or whoever's your caseworker. It all depends
and the tax
on the
bracket,
situation.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to show her some love because she's like the ultimate single parent. Most people,
That's cool,
I've been involved with the last 3 the one that's an unborn, you know, and we waiting for, and then my
Oh,
twins.
congratulations.
Right, yeah. So I've been involved with those three, but it was my house was organized. Most people look at me and say, "Oh man, you married a woman with kids. That's noble." I'm like, nah, man.
Because you the new normal.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I stepped into a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
You know,
got that.
like, you know,
Shout out
kids
to White.
know what they need back. So,
You know, point too, like, matter of fact, I mean, speaking about, as far as talking about parenting, and I can speak on one of, you know, Dev's kids, is we're looking at deploying her for the summer on an assistant job, right?
yeah, she go to Baltimore School for the Arts.
She go to Baltimore School, what's her name?
Kayla.
What up? So listen, I'm gonna tell you how it's my well-oiled machine. You know, after, you know, with on the Wizard of Oz, when after the Tin Man got the oil, he was flowing, right? Well, he not lying. You know, I goes and I interviewed her the other day for a position, and she blew me away in a way that no adult has ever blown me away. I was asking her questions on the interview questions. I mean, she was 16, and just blew the interview out the water. If we did not hire her, you can sue me for discrimination.
Okay, so that's an example of how a single parent situation can be totally functional and actually beneficial to some kids in some ways, because it encourages, or it actually doesn't encourage, it puts the single parent in a position where they have to be super organized and super on top of things.
And I got to shout out those single parents, like, because that's a lot of going on. You talking about watching your child, feeding your child, school, making sure your child gets the proper education, and financial. You know what I mean? That's all it's about. I could barely take care of my damn self, let alone a kid, yo.
It's economy.
Yo,
it's crazy.
So while we talking about singles, why we got to talk about the new grandma who takes care of you know, who's the matriarch, who's the matriarch of the family. Yes. You know what I mean? So she's now it's Keisha. It ain't Magdalene and Maybe no more.
It's not the same big mama that we used to have back in the day. That's a good example too. Like, I mean, grandmas that are kind of single parents in some cases too, when they take on, or you know, even shout out to Shelby Raw. You know, she took care of her nephew. Yep. So sometimes other relatives can be the quote unquote single parent in situations. So hey, you know, that's one of the new normals that we have going on too. As far as the young grandma thing, I don't even know
like
what to say
30
about
now.
that.
Wow.
Grandmas are in their 30s. It's not even like haha. It's for real.
For real.
That is getting for real, and it's, you know, I guess it's generational. You know, teen parent produces teen parent, which makes younger grandparents. So, it's not really so much the age with me. I guess it's more the maturity level.
The maturity.
Is if you still dressing like your child, or
they got leggings on.
Or, I mean, I got leggings on. I mean, leggings is cool.
No, but you know what I'm talking about.
Leggings.
They got leggings. They got leggings with the heels on.
Oh, okay. And the cutoff shirts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The crop
well, this is the new. I guess they want to say they still have a life too. Is that what's going on with the young grandma?
That's the excuse you're gonna give them.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably the age. It's probably the age. There, I mean,
I got shouts out to my grandmother. She's my best friend. I just spent the last 90 days with her, and you know, and taking care of her and the health of the diabetes. She's lost 11 pounds. So that's while I've been cooking for her. So shouts out to grandma, getting healthier. You know what I mean? And she's a real grandma. And I think I feel sorry for, you know what they say on Minister Side, I feel sorry for your mother.
But you know my only problem with grandmas though, like right now, is like the grandmas are raising black men, and a black man can a Grammy cannot teach a boy how to be a man.
You know what?
She cannot do it. I'm sorry.
There's some tough. I can say this because we just had this discussion.
It gets possible.
It's some tough moms out there.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong.
It's some tough moms. You got some serious mothers out there that definitely know how to do it. You know what I mean? It's certain things.
More that
it is more.
Do it.
It's more. You're right.
Sorry.
Well, a woman can't teach a man how to be a man anyway, but they can guide, you know, with morals. They can guide, you know, basically, you know, the steps. You know what I'm saying? They can tell them the steps to take.
I agree, but it's some women that just don't have the tools. Like you just said, it's some badass woman. Pistols.
Right.
I call them pistols.
Right.
Right.
Badass woman.
Right.
I
You
was
know what I
serious
mean? My
woman
grandmother
out
was a badass woman. You know what I mean? But I do know some softies, some soft grandmas.
Yeah.
You know?
Get walked over.
Yeah.
They get walked over, and you know the kids leave the house. The house be
And they
dirty.
putting up the bail for you when you're in jail and all
Right.
that stuff.
And
Right,
they're the
yeah,
ones
that's
who's taking
true.
care of the single parents' kids too.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they're softies,
They
and
the
you can
suckers.
just dump the kids off
I
them
hate
because they
saying
won't put their foot
Yeah,
down. But
it happens.
yeah. And
Y'all
in
like,
different
"Aw,
situations, I feel kind of bad for that. But then sometimes in certain situations, it's also another male figure in that person's life that steps in that might not necessarily be the prime caretaker.
Yeah, like an uncle.
But yeah, uncle or a mentor or
It could be the boyfriend.
So I'm about to say it's like
That you
Mike,
call uncle.
yeah, Uncle Tom, Uncle Tony or whatever.
It's always
come
Uncle
around.
Tony. What's always Tony?
The fact is that we just gotta
Like
do
five
better.
Uncle Tonys. yo.
We gotta do better in general. We got
Right.
67% of our households out here being raised by
Exactly.
just the mother.
Just
Single.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the numbers are embarrassing. So the fact is that we need to get those numbers down. Let's take that. Let's work in 2014, 15 to get that 67%. At least, come on, can we at least get in the 50s, y'all? You know what I'm saying?
Damn, cut it
Can we get a
there.
50, a 59 or something popping off over here in the
Amen.
black community? You
Amen.
know? Let's
Amen.
Not to
get
get
that
off, not
going.
to get off granola and Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's why we kind of black men lag behind, yo. Honestly,
Because of
What's
single
that?
parent.
single parenting, like yeah, like,
Definitely.
you know,
I
because
gotta
like
jump
if you
into
look,
that. Definitely.
when I look at I look at how y'all know I'm a Huffington Post guy.
Okay.
There's more black women going to school and in college and exceeding
True.
right now than black men.
yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a setup.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's a setup, and I attribute it to that, to parenting and growing up. You know what I mean? Period. I do.
So fellas
I'm sorry.
step up, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
fellas gotta step up and
Yeah, fellas, niggas, Negroes,
Now they make
whatever
them,
it's called.
it's no easy
Brothers,
now for the
step
women
up.
to get those positions, and they put them in a position to put black men down, make them feel bad because they can't get on the level, and they're not given the opportunity that they would allow, like a black woman to get.
Agreed.
Wow.
So it's more to it. I'm not gonna.
Right.
It's a different topic, but when we speak about that, we gonna be in it.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I can see what he's saying. Maybe the breakdown also of the black household. They are making, well, I don't know. I don't want to be a conspiracy
No,
theorist.
you're right.
But in some instances, it seems like they're making the woman, especially the black woman, more independent, so they
Yup.
don't need the black man.
Yup.
And that can really tear up a lot of households. And she's like, I don't
stupid.
need you. I'm doing my own. I'm a boss.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
independent. You know what I'm
I
saying?
see that.
Yeah.
Stop
So.
listening to
And
Nicki
then you're a single
Minaj, yo. Yeah, stop
And then
listening to
single parenting, here we go. So,
Music is entertainment, people.
okay.
Stop listening to Nicki Minaj saying she a boss. You know what I mean? Like no,
It's
you
just
need a man, and you need your mate.
Right.
You need two.
Right.
It takes two to raise a household.
Yeah, so I guess we're telling the ladies to pick wisely.
Yes. Choose
Yeah.
wisely. Start your family. Oh,
Yeah.
That's
true.
right.
That's
We
true.
all
Hey,
need to
listen,
choose.
but it takes a level of maturity. You get to a certain point that you only want to date women who you can imagine being the mother of your daughter. And then when you get to that point in your life, you understand what it is. Like, man, if she's showing attributes that you don't want your daughter to have, then that's a sign. Like, oh my God, I don't know. But of course, you got to have fun. 18 to 26, 27, have fun, do your thing, ball out, go to Vegas, go to Bike Week, do
Yeah.
it, whatever you got to do. But then it comes to a time that the fun has to stop because then you got to get your money right. And I don't know too many people that can get rich and do that at the same time. So get focused.
Right, and that goes also to the grandmoms. Some of those younger
The grandmothers.
grandmothers, yeah, that's what they call themselves. The young grandmas call themselves grandmas, like Nene. They didn't have the fun that you were saying. They didn't go to Vegas and they didn't wild out when they were younger because they kicked the kid out, and now they want to catch up on that. Little Mike is a little bit older now. He's home at by himself, so she wants to go hang out. So that's what we
And
getting.
they getting their rooms together.
Right.
Shout out
Brazilian.
Shout out,
Them 36-inch weeds.
shout out to my mother. She's a grandma, but that's because I
Yeah.
got married at 25.
And that's all right. And that's
You know,
all right.
so
You
that's
did it right
fine.
though. You
So,
locked it down. So it's
absolutely.
cool. You put a
And I
ring on
just-
it.
Even
it's
if you
cool.
didn't get married, brother, the fact that you take care of yours
Yeah.
is what's up.
Right.
No doubt. And I just want to say thank y'all once again for having Kariz Kids on the show.
Yeah.
www.KARIZKIDS. You know, I'm Deverick, representing leaders of the beautiful struggle. Build Thursdays, Kariz.
What's Bill Thursdays? What can we do?
Oh, well, Build Thursdays, that's every second and fourth Thursdays at 507 South Central Avenue. It's an open mic where young people come and express their ideas, poetry, hip
I
hop.
love open
Right.
mics.
Yeah, so come on.
I ain't know about
Come-
that. You know, the only
come
one I know
perform.
is 5
Fly.
seasons.
It's fly.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's cool.
Build Thursdays,
That's cool.
man. And,
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
KarizKids.com. We appreciate y'all. Thanks so much for the
Thank you
energy
for
show. Y'all
stopping
so much respect.
Thank y'all.
Thank you for stopping
Thank you for
in.
coming.
We got a lot more to talk about, y'all. We're going to
Yeah,
take
we
a
not
quick
done.
little break. Listen to some good music. We'll be back. Cool Energy.
Come
Peace,
back
all
to
right?
the Cool Energy Show. All right, we are having our parenting discussion today. We had Kariz Kids in, and that was a lot of fun. We talked about some single parenting, and
Yeah.
we talked about spanking kids and all that kind of
There
stuff.
was some
So
cool guests.
yeah, you know,
Yeah, love
hey,
it.
we're having a cool Sunday.
Yep.
So yeah, so we're talking about, you know, spanking and things like that. So parents, we know we have to communicate with our children.
Mhm.
They are not mind readers.
Yes.
They definitely can't read your mind, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we were talking about spanking and things like that. So I believe in stern discipline, however, not abuse. Now, if you are angry, you got to like take a deep breath, calm down, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Calm down before you discipline your kids and things like that, and talk to them. You know, especially teens. You know, we live in a world where it's text.
Right.
Don't text your kids.
Right.
Sit them down and talk to them. You know what I'm saying? You got to communicate.
Well, you know, with teens though, it kind of goes in one ear, or we think it goes in one ear and out the other one. And a lot of times it does in some cases, but when it's something serious, I think a lot of the kids, they listen to what we have to say.
Yeah.
They might, you know, they're still individuals. They're still human beings. They have their own personality. They want to explore. They want to, you know, take on this world on their own sometimes. So they're going to make mistakes. You
I
know,
think they liars.
who doesn't?
Uh-oh.
What?
You think the teenagers are liars?
Yo,
Teenagers are liars.
Yo,
Wow.
teenagers, you're a liar.
Okay, that made it official.
And see,
Well,
if you
parents
teen,
gotta
you
parents
lie.
gotta understand that they were teenagers before.
Right.
So what did you do as a teenager? You lied your ass off.
Right. And that's
You know,
what I was
a couple
saying.
of times. A couple of times.
More than a
Well, I
couple.
So
done
you're
lied mine.
saying, like, parents
Yeah.
don't think your kids are innocent? Is that what, you know what I'm saying? What do you think? Like, the
Parents
teenagers?
think
and
their
they-
kids are innocent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well.
I don't think.
You don't think that?
Or
you
they
think
not
your
understand
child
it,
is
or they
innocent?
didn't remember what they did as a teenager, so they don't understand that they not going to McDonald's. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, Keisha going to Tony House.
Right.
You know what I mean? She going to McDonald's, or she ain't get her hair braided.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, see,
I ain't going
in
to
cases
practice.
like
I'm going to my
that,
shorty house.
in cases like that, and I do remember my past, which I'm not going to go back into.
Nope.
But I do think that teenagers are gonna do things like that, and they're gonna lie in some cases. Not to say that they just spew lies, you know what I'm saying? But in sometimes, you know, sometimes they're gonna, you know, feel their self a little bit, and they're gonna do some things that is not
They gonna do what
always
they wanna
true.
do.
About,
They
It's
gonna
not
do
always
13,
true.
about 13 it starts.
Mhm. Yeah, they start to smell themselves a little bit, and it does happen. But I think as a parent, my hope is that I would instill enough common sense, well, good
Morals and
knowledge,
values.
yes, intelligence and morals and values. So when they do go out and do make these teenage decisions, it's not, you know, something really drastic that's going to happen.
They're able to bring
in
it
the
back
long-
and say,
right,
oh, shit, you know what, this
right.
is going too far. Let me listen
Right.
to what my mama told me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah, all right,
sometimes that you know, little instances trigger off something that a parent will say.
It does.
It's crazy, but and you don't think, you know, like, okay, the kids, they're not listening to me, you know, and they really do. So parents out there, you know, when you're talking to your teenagers and you're giving them advice and they're rolling their eyes and they don't want to listen and they go ahead, okay, mom, and they're gone. You know, just have faith. Sometimes they are listening. And it's not cool to sit there and be like, yeah, I want to talk to you. And no, they gotta still play that cool teenage role, you know, whatever, lady. But you know, in some cases they are listening. So parents, keep talking to your kids. It might not seem like you're doing something right now today, but in the long run, they do.
So you're saying you advise talking to your kid or teen as a kid or a teen and not as a friend.
Exactly.
Okay.
I can't do the friend thing.
Because some people think, like right now, a lot of people are liberal and they just think that being the friend or relating to the kid would be like, it's easier. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we were also talking earlier about younger parents. You know, sometimes the kids and the parents aren't that far off in generations and ages.
They're listening to the same music.
Well, you know, I can't laugh at that too hard. I can't laugh at that too hard because I listen to some.
Because you're a hip mom. You're a hip mom, Jay.
No, but I am your friend.
Right.
I'm not your friend now.
She knows you're
but I still, I still like some young music and TV shows, and I still watch cartoons. So what? We're not gonna get into that.
Like, baby, you see Housewives of Atlanta? I did too.
I'm sorry. That's me a little bit.
So you had to, like, it's a line that you draw. You can be friendly,
right?
But you're the parent. You understand what I'm saying? They can rely on you as somebody they can confide in, you know. But there's a line that has already been set. You know, by the time they get into this age, when they want to be friends, they already know who they are.
Right. Yeah, don't be the mom that you're out there drinking with your kids who's 16. Right. And y'all both cracking, beer cans together and then going cheers. That's not cool.
Rolling up with your mom.
Hello. Don't puff with your mom. I mean, that's just crazy.
But that's the new mama.
I have some people, like, I was raised like, if y'all not going to do it in the street, when we started sneaking around, y'all stay right here. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going in the street because I already know what you're doing. So you have people like that as well. I think I turned out okay.
Some of my homeboys when I was growing up, like their parents would, because we used to smoke weed when
go
we was
over
young.
their house.
So we
that would be the house. I think everybody had the house
because the mom like, I prefer y'all in the house. Instead of doing it outside.
I
don't want you going. I don't want you going on North Avenue to get a dime.
Exactly.
Come to the house, I'll get you a dime and bring it back. And I'll get you a good dime. And it ain't
interesting things, huh?
I mean, for real.
And I understand that life.
And I used to love it.
I'm sure you did, because you reaping the benefits of that. You were going over that house.
Turned out okay. Until I turned out okay.
But in some instances, those kids don't turn out okay. Yeah, and then when they get in trouble, they be like, well, my mom let me do it. I couldn't have that hanging over me. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have, like, the kid, overdoses on something because they didn't went on to some other drug, or they get pregnant at the house or something like that. And it would be guilty on my conscience, so I couldn't do it personally. But hey, different types of parenting. I also want to shout out real quick, Robin Glover, who's listening, who gave us some input about her child support situation. Thank you for tuning in. Keep it locked here on Cool Energy Show. Thank you, girl. Let's go ahead. Next
shout out to Kiwi Wrights, who's been giving some information as well.
Hey, Kiwi.
Hey.
And who did wonderfully, with no help as a parent. So that,
there we go.
Graduated from VTech and all that, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. All right. So, when kids get like around 13, they start getting their voice. So that's like, we can't put all of our views into their heads. You know what I'm saying? That's when they start becoming their individual thinkers and things like that. So as adults, we have to keep that in mind, that they are individuals, and we don't want to stifle their divine ability to make proper choices on their own.
That was big.
You know what I'm saying? So
while we're talking about the kids and their voice, what do y'all think about social media and the children on social media? They're all on Twitter, and they're posting inappropriate pictures on Twitter, and they're corresponding with older people. How do you guys feel about kids online?
It's funny because I was watching. It just happened yesterday. I was watching Girlfriends on Century, right?
Okay.
And one of the episode was when Maya, she was looking through her kids' MySpace. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And her girlfriends were saying, you shouldn't be looking through your son's MySpace. And she said, hell no, I'm going to look through my kid's MySpace. That's my child. You know what I mean? So, for me, in reality, I think that your kid's gonna do what he wanna do. If you find it, you approach him about it, he gonna make a different page. He gonna make a different name. He gonna learn how to clear that history. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. I think the best idea for me, I would suggest just talking to him about what you put on the internet will last. Stuff don't delete. You may delete it, but it ain't going nowhere.
True.
So be mindful about what you put on the internet.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, or if you wanna, you know, I don't know. I just feel as though I'm about to say something rash, but it's the Lord's day.
Don't do
Kids and the internet, I think every parent should really keep a close eye on what they're doing. You know what I mean? Any kid, like, you know, like I said, I helped raise a man child who was very good, and he didn't know that downloading 100 songs was not, you know, he couldn't do that. It's illegal. You know, he's like, oh, they're free. Like, you can't download all those songs. I'm like, this is, you know, back in the Napster days or whatever.
Right.
So you do have to keep an eye, you know, on what they're doing and who they're talking to, because people are pretending to be younger than they are, the catfish thing.
Exactly.
You know,
and
That's another thing,
It's been around since the internet has been out or you know, up and running. Is people get on chat lines or now social media and they act like and they act like they're children, and then they prey on other kids like this. And you gotta really watch, like Striss was saying. I know on my family's laptop, I have my own laptop, and then I have a laptop for the family. I have Net Nanny, which is installed on there, so it kind of it regulates, because I have a teenager, but then I also have like school age toddler, little older type kids, so they both use a computer, so I have to have something on there. Luckily, you know, not to say that the teenager can't, you know, she has a cell phone, she can still do other things.
She want to get porn.
Hey,
Hey,
she's 18.
Well, she's not 18. I'm, you know, she's not that old. She's not legal yet.
No, I'm about to say, if you got a boy that's 18, like, let him
let him look at the porn.
Let him look at
not on your family.
No, no, not when a 6-year-old is playing My Little Pony games on the same.
No,
computer,
not on the same computer.
If he's 18 and you want to look at porn, get a job by your own computer. You know,
was that a blue moment?
right?
Hey, y'all just blew me up some situation. You why you help me, brother?
So that's my input on live incidents. And then there's also some cyberbullying. You know, it's crazy out there. I mean, these kids are getting online and they're tearing these kids to the point where kids are committing suicide based on something that somebody posts online.
Speaking of parenting, what do y'all think is appropriate? Because we're in an Instagram age. What is the appropriate time when your child can be on Instagram? Because right now it's 13, 14, 15, 10-year-olds.
See, that's what I'm starting to see middle schoolers.
They taking phones to cell phones.
They have their own cell phone and they're taking pictures. And they're putting them online, and that's crazy.
So what's the right age? I would like y'all input, honestly.
I would say 14 because that is high school age. And that's that's about the time when kids are getting online, and you know, you're not going to be able to stop them after a while. They're going to find a way because all of their friends are on it. I don't know, middle school age, 10-year-olds and stuff like that, they're doing it, and it makes me cringe. It's sick and disgusting.
Do you think there's a difference between a boy and a girl?
Not at that age.
No,
not to me. It's more disgusting to me. But
you know, I worked at a middle school, and I was blown away how much kids know these days. So we have to be careful of letting other kids raise our kids. That's what I'm saying. You know, the communication is important. I mean, these kids knew way more than I did at their age. So we gotta take a close look. Instagram, you have to keep tabs on them. You know, without being overbearing.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, they can still have their freedom, like you were saying, to express themselves and do different things, but there has to be some kind of limits. They can't just go willy-nilly surfing all over the internet and posting stuff all over the internet. That's just crazy.
So you think it would be good to like limit how much they use the internet and everything?
I think at 16 or 17, it's time to let the freak flag fly.
Okay, 16 and 17, no limits. As far as time-wise, I will say that it should be a time restriction as far as lateness for a younger kid, because anything going on that late is probably not appropriate for a kid. So you know what I'm saying?
Do kids don't have curfews?
Oh wow.
Honestly.
To be in the
11 o'clock,
house.
so you know where your children
I know,
are.
I know y'all
To be in the house,
y'all are wholesome parents.
Okay, well,
But-
I don't know. Yeah.
Come on now.
We don't play.
You don't
Yeah,
play.
Y'all
yeah,
wholesome.
we don't play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all play. But of other moms and dads that y'all know, I'm sure y'all know moms and dads.
Right.
Does that still exist anymore? Curfew?
I want to say
Honestly.
yeah, but I can't really think of anybody
okay.
offhand. But I don't really be in their business about when their kids come in and stuff like that. I will say
No,
this.
but you can know because your kid would be like, well, Sally can be out at
Well,
10.
we ain't got nothing to do
You know.
with that. I'm sorry, I shut that down.
Shut it down.
So yeah, being a parent nowadays can be very stressful. So I do have some tips or whatever for the parents that are overwhelmed with being a parent right now. So I'll just go ahead and run off a few little tips that'll make your life a little bit more easy. One is have a support network, a system of people that care about you and your family. That could be family, that could be friends, it could be coworkers, neighbors. Sometimes parents, they need another adult to relate to, especially other parents. That really helps. Also, you need a support system that could provide a babysitter sometimes. You just need to get away. They have this saying, it takes a village to raise a child, and that is very true.
Yes.
Also, take time to organize. Schedule chores and activities at certain times a day in advance so you're not running around crazy in the morning. I do this all the time, and it starts my day off stressful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't have everything all lined up, you're trying to figure out, what the kids are going to wear, what you're going to wear, pack a lunch, and you're running all over the place. So do that in advance. That'll really help yourself. And also declutter your home so you don't have to be sorting around different things. That helps too. And lastly, number 3 for you overwhelmed parents out there, have a life. Find a hobby. Do something that you enjoy. Go out on date nights.
I hate those moms that just talk about that.
Yeah, some people, all they live for is their children and their family, and that can be very stressful.
I like that too.
Yeah, you just have a life. I mean, it's not selfish. It's like you're doing it for everybody because you'll be a better person. So have a life, enjoy your music, enjoy your favorite shows.
Bobby just walked across the street today.
What is he talking about? But anyway.
No, but you know how the parents beat them soccer moms.
Right, okay. Oh, and they run down everything.
Bobby just crossed the street all by himself.
He found a ladybug.
Don't do that, Mom. Please, y'all. Don't do that. Have your own things going on. Take time to relax sometimes, too. You don't have to be ripping and running all the time. Just chill, meditate, get yourself together, clear your mind.
Let your freak play.
Oh, okay. Well, get your freak on, too, sometimes. Lyle says. That's part of having a life, also. That's part of dating. They say the hardest job is parenting, but it's also the most fulfilling job.
Do you believe it's the hardest job?
I absolutely believe it's the hardest job that you will ever do.
But is it most fulfilling as well?
Yeah, because if you're doing it correctly,
now. I really do.
Okay, you need to think about that a little bit more. But okay, great. If that's the step you want to take, I commend you and take the next step. Yes. So yeah, I do believe it is a very fulfilling job. It's very hard, but you also got to remember too, it's not a permanent job for most people. Kids are gonna grow up. It's very hard in the beginning, especially you had a little one. I have a little one. My youngest is 1, and he drives me nuts sometimes. But I always, tell myself he is gonna grow up. It's gonna get easier.
Can I ask you
So
one more
keep that
question
in mind.
as a parent?
Okay.
One more question is very important to me. When you became a parent and you was about to become a parent, did you look at books and things like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I looked at the books initially, but sometimes you can't, books can't tell you everything hands-on, especially your own child individually. You just you can't go by what some doctor said. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you know your own child. When you have a child, you'll know your child. Okay. And some things apply to kids in general, and some things you can't go by the books. So
thank you.
That's my input on parenting from a parent.
Yeah, good job. Q is our producer today, as
yeah,
well as
he's on the board.
And Lou was in the building with us.
On the boards, rocking it.
Another great parent. Yeah, so. Thank you for tuning into the parent show.
Lou.
And Lou is also a parent. So we got a bunch of parents in the house today. Yeah.
Sheesh.
So thank you for tuning into the parenting show and the Cool Energy show today.
Thank you.
Jay Honey here.
Mr. Speaks.
Hello.
Kariz
Shout
Sports Guru.
And shout out to Miss Shelby Raw, the jet setter.
What up, Shell?
Dubai doing things.
Motherfucker, you better
big.
bring me
Son.
home something.
Keychain.
Yeah, we want souvenirs, Shelby.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want a shot glass and something artsy fartsy for me.
So keep it locked here on Street Legal Radio, y'all. This is the Cool Energy Show.
We out.
We out.